All right, everybody, g'day YouTube. Welcome to live stream here. I've got a really fun topic for you today. Let's just make sure everything's working. So I'm seeing 25 concurrent viewers and 15 likes before I've already started, which is awesome. So welcome, guys. Let me know in the chat. By the way, this may have been a bad idea, but I put the chat on slow mode, so you will only be able to send one message every minute. But let me know if you can hear and see me. That would be awesome. Love to know everything is working well. Um, let's see where we're going here. So today's topic, and by the way, actually a little bit before I get to that, I wanted to share with you that this is a kind of a new thing I'm going to do. I think I might just do it for the rest of the bull run. The loose plan at the moment is Monday to Friday at this exact time. So this is noon Eastern. At noon Eastern, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be doing this. It'll be like 5-10 minutes of news and price action, and then I'll take a couple of questions. So if that sounds fun, let me know, and let's see if you can hear me. I don't think you guys are seeing me. Okay, well, I got Adrian said send it to 80,000. Man, I wish I could turn that slow mode off. That was a bad idea of mine. Let me see if I can do that. No. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, this is where we might go. What does that one do? There we go. Slow mode off. There we go. John's there. He says he sees me. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah, there's something that it doesn't look right in the settings, but we've got people saying I'm good to go. Okay, my apologies. I fixed that chat. You guys can type away, type your face off. All good. I can see that now. So, okay, really fun topic here. What I really want to talk about is how the next few months I think are going to play out, and what typically happens at the end of a bull cycle. Because I do think we're going to get to the end of this bull cycle here soon. And so it's going to be a very exciting time. I think it'll be a blow off top. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to see some crazy Bitcoin prices, and we want to know how to play that. So it's a very fun topic. And I want to introduce the concept to you all of stacking the booms. So stacking the booms means that there's going to be some things not all going to boom at the same time. There's going to be a Bitcoin boom, there's going to be an Ethereum boom, there's going to be an altcoin boom, there's going to be all these different kinds of booms. And maybe if the gods were with us, it might follow a little bit of a predictable pattern, and we can stack the booms. We can ride up Bitcoin, transfer Bitcoin into something else, that rides up, transfer that into something else. As if the gains weren't insane enough in crypto already, what if we could stack the booms? That would be pretty sweet. So let's do this. Let's figure out how to kind of do it. So I'll lay out an overarching kind of theme about how this is going to play out, in my opinion. Typically, what happens in these at the end of these cycles is that Bitcoin goes first. You've been hearing me say that for months. I was saying, listen, I do not like the fact that Bitcoin dominance was going down for a few weeks there. We seem to be heading in the right direction again. Let's jump over. As long as I'm talking about Bitcoin dominance, I may as well have it on the screen, right? We'll get to Michael Burry in just a minute. But here is Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, we had this stall/fall in Bitcoin dominance, and now we're headed up in the right direction. And as I shared with you, I think in yesterday's video, I mapped out this red line, which is where I anticipate Bitcoin dominance to kind of head to over the next few weeks. Typically what happens in these big, at the end of market cycles, big blow off tops, is that you get Bitcoin going first and Bitcoin dominance skyrockets. So let's go back and I'll just show it. We got right here on Bitcoin dominance. Here is 2000, this is December 2017. Right around here, 5th of December 2017 was the Bitcoin peak. You'll see, and we went from down here, a little bit of a zigzag pattern, but we got ourselves up to 72 Bitcoin dominance, and then an epic fall, and then into a 2-year bear market where everything went down, but altcoins got hit way harder. Bitcoin dominance went all the way back up to 80 again, to 70 again. Now, here we are over here. And I don't think we're going to get to 70 this year, FYI. So I'm going to share with you my Bitcoin dominance targets for the year about how to play this. But before I get there, I want to just go through the philosophy of what's happening, right? In order for the crypto market to really go off, at the moment, what was happening in this section here, where we had this fall, there's money coming into Bitcoin, but there's like a leak in the bucket, and money's flowing out to altcoins. And we had this little bit of a stumble. And people are always just trying to chase the alpha. They're trying to chase where the big moves are going to be. You with me? And so what that means is money pours into Bitcoin, but the problem is money is flowing out into altcoins. At some point, and we could be seeing that right now, kind of playing out, at some point, I think that leak will get stopped. The returns in Bitcoin will be sexy enough. There'll be some big institutional hit. There'll be some big news event. It could be an ETF being released. It could be a few different things, right? It could be lots of different things. And at some point, Bitcoin will just look sexier than everything else. And people will be like, okay, I'm not going to go into altcoins. The returns are sexy enough in Bitcoin. You've got the money coming in. That's kind of always there, but the leak gets plugged. And during that time, Bitcoin dominance shoots up and Bitcoin price goes by itself. The price goes, right? In a very, very sexy parabolic move. It's a very, very sexy time. If you're a Bitcoin holder in this time, you're killing it. Altcoins will probably come up a little bit, but Bitcoin will outperform them, right? The price gets bid up and up and up and up and up to eventually where people will be like, man, I got to take some profits. I got to cash out. I can just buy a house for cash here. People are just, all the people who have been buying, accumulating Bitcoin over the last few years, they're just crushing it. And they're like, okay, I want the Lamborghini. I want the house. I want the whatever. I'm going to sell some. And all of a sudden, there's some liquidation. Now, the sell pressure comes and Bitcoin price just can't be sustained. At the same time, then the altcoin space, people are like, man, the altcoin price has moved so high that, and the altcoins haven't moved anywhere. At some point, they're going to catch up, right? So you've got two things happening. You've got people saying, just out of crypto, so they leave in one direction, the buy-sell ratio changes, and all of a sudden, there's downward pressure on price because people are leaving Bitcoin and leaving crypto, period. At the same time, you've got the people who want to go even further and they say, man, altcoins have got to catch up. I'm going to leave Bitcoin and go into altcoin. And there's this double exodus from Bitcoin. At the same time, you've got this, all of a sudden, there's the market cap of Bitcoin isn't just 1 trillion, could be 2, 3, 4 trillion. So there's massive expansion in the Bitcoin market cap, right? And so now you've got this huge amount of money, right, tipping out over the Bitcoin bucket, and I view it as buckets. There's buckets, right? Right now we've plugged the leak, and there's just pouring into Bitcoin. Hopefully it stays that way. We ride all the way up to my price target, right? But at some point, that flow reverses. You now got the bucket leaving. I don't call it a leak, but, well, maybe it is a leak, but we've got overflowing on one side, and then there's a leak on the other. You got people just leaving crypto. That's a leak on one side. And you got people leaving Bitcoin for altcoins because they think that they just have to catch up, and they're right to an extent. And they go, and then you got this double leak from Bitcoin. Bitcoin price hits hard, crashes down, right? But you have this massive buildup in Bitcoin wealth. And so now the number of people interested in altcoins, Ethereum, NFTs, DeFi, you name it, maybe the number of people is kind of similar, but the amount of wealth they have to flow into those projects, it went up by 2, 3x, 4x, who knows? And now you have this altcoin big boom at the same time Bitcoin is going down, right? And we can go back to 2017 and show it, but we can also go back here and look at just earlier this year. So April, May, Bitcoin hits a peak. Where am I looking? That's not the 31st of December. Oh, it is the 31st of December. Okay. So the Bitcoin price hits a peak down here, actually, around here in March, April. But during this time, Bitcoin went ballistic all by itself, right? Up until March. And the price of Bitcoin continued to go up, right? All the way through to April. But you'll notice that that around New Year's, that is when the Bitcoin price dominates. Bitcoin price went up all by itself, and then money started to flow out into altcoins because the Bitcoin pool went up so big, and money starts to flow into Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is still going up because the money flowing into Bitcoin is sufficient to overwhelm the leak in the bucket. But eventually, the price of Bitcoin gets bid up so much, the new participants coming in slows down. It's like, Bitcoin just went on a big rally, I don't want to buy now. And that money coming in is not enough to cover the leak in the bucket. And things turn very, very quickly. And this, we'll get to that. Actually, I want to talk about this in a little bit more detail later. So we have this leak. Okay, I think you got the picture there. Bitcoin goes, then there's going to be some transfer of wealth into altcoins. Let's go back to 2017. Here we are. That's this event here. Price of Bitcoin goes up, and boom, Bitcoin dominance collapses along with the Bitcoin price. Ethereum doesn't hit its all-time high until about a month later. Bitcoin hit its high mid-December 2017. Ethereum hits its high in mid-January 2018, right? So there was a full month delay between the Bitcoin peak and the Ethereum peak. And then, you should also know, there were some other lower cap coins that peaked even after Ethereum, right? So the same thing happened to the Ethereum bucket. The price got bid up really big. People were like, man, there's some altcoins over there lower down the totem pole. They haven't moved at all. I bet you they're going to play catch up, leak in the Ethereum bucket, money flows into these lower cap coins, right? So that's going to be how it kind of goes. There's going to be Bitcoin bucket gets full, biggest, Bitcoin dominance goes up, flows into Ethereum, right? Then other layer ones. There's going to be a cascading here. Ethereum, and then other layer ones. What do I mean by other layer ones? I mean competitors to Ethereum. Smart contract platforms. Think Binance, think Cardano, think Polkadot, think Solana, think all of those guys, right? Other layer one protocols. That's where it goes to Ethereum first, then to other one layer protocols, and then to, depending on which layer one protocol pumped hard, then it goes into their little projects, right? So for example, these are platforms. On those platforms, there's lots of little satellite projects. And so money flows into a particular chain, right? It could be BNB, it could be Solana, it could be some other layer one. Once that one booms, it flows into the smaller projects around there. Now this is interesting because it becomes a little bit narrative driven. What's the cool kid that day? What's the cool kid that week? And here's where I want to bring you back to this area here. I want to show you, so this is earlier this year. Here's Bitcoin dominance, January 2021. Here's the Bitcoin price peak over here, like kind of March, April, this area. Now, what happened here was I got blindsided by something. I did not see this move here. This is a result, not a Bitcoin price going down, but of the price of NFTs absolutely exploding. It was a brand new narrative on the crypto scene. One that I'm not particularly interested in, one that I didn't pay attention to, and the NFTs went berserk, right? Then that they kind of filled up their buckets. It was all cool, hunky-dory. And then Bitcoin price went down, and then something else happened. This was the DeFi craze, right? So this collapse in Bitcoin dominance occurred because of one narrative. NFTs are the new big thing. This bigger, more substantial collapse happened because of the DeFi narrative. DeFi is the next big thing. It's very, very important to understand your narratives during this time. I completely missed this NFT narrative. The DeFi narrative I was aware of. I got little, not huge amounts of money, but little bits. Like most of my wealth is just in BTC, HODL account, hasn't been touched for years. But in the trading account, I played around and made some nice money with some DeFi plays. This one I caught, this one I did not. It's very, very, very important to understand during this time, the last thing you want to do, it is the worst thing you can do, is to be reactive. If there's all these buckets that are just cascading, Bitcoin, Ethereum, layer one sub-projects, right? This is where it happens. It's just cascading, right? If you are reactive, if you're like, oh man, I put all my money in, you name it, X coin, and it just hasn't been doing it. I've seen that pop, and I've seen that pop, and I've seen that pop. This is a boring coin. I'm going to sell and get into one of these ones that are moving. That is the worst thing you can possibly do. It doesn't get any worse than that. Because here's why. Once they pop, you'll be selling at the top, and the thing that you had held, probably that's when it's going to jump. So, how do we play this market? If you want to be really aggressive, all right, I'm not saying this is a good strategy for everybody, by the way, but if you want to stack the booms, that is, the people who will make the most money this time are the people who stack the booms, right? They're going to be a little bit of luck, a little bit of paying attention to narrative, a little bit of understanding what I've told you about the cascading buckets. And so they're going to probably start off in Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is going to skyrocket. They're going to roll over some of those profits somewhere. Probably they're not going to wait until the end, but they're probably going to jump in and just start, as Bitcoin price goes up, they just start just peeling a little bit out of the Bitcoin pool, putting it into something else, probably Ethereum, right? They just start peeling it off. And then a little bit, as Ethereum starts pumping, probably relatively early, you just get the early pump, then they just start peeling a little bit off and putting it into some other layer one solutions. And then they might, at this point, they might start to wait and see which one of the layer one solutions has pumped the most. And then they might pick a narrative. Is it NFTs? Is it DeFi? Is it some brand new narrative we don't know about yet? Like NFT was a brand new narrative, right? That was a brand new narrative earlier this year. So you got to pay attention for maybe a new narrative. Those are the people who are going to just stack the booms, and they're just things are going to ride up, stack that boom, another boom, and another boom, and another boom. They're going to be the people who make the most amount of money. It requires a little bit of luck, requires a little bit of paying attention to the narrative, requires understanding what's going on with the buckets. The people who are going to be absolutely furious with themselves and ultimately lose money. Look, worst case scenario is they just miss out on all the booms because they're being reactive. Oh man, I'm over here, that's pumping. Man, I'm going to jump on that. And then they're over here, now that pumps. It's a disaster. Don't do it. Just stick with whatever you've got, wait for the pump. After the pump, as the pump is happening, then you can go, okay, what has not pumped? Don't go for the sexy thing that's been pumping. What has not pumped? Because in this kind of market, every dog has its day. Every single dog has its day. Some of the projects that lost 97% of their value during the bear market, they pumped last. And they pumped some really big pumps too. Right? Every dog has its day in a blow off top. So, hope that kind of goes. Let me ask you, do you guys have any questions here? I'm happy to answer. We got some questions coming in. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll kind of give you, I can help you with the best I can. Now, I want to give you some kind of ideas about how I think specifically it's going to play out with price targets. All right. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. I mapped out for you yesterday this red line, the red squiggly line, where I think it's going to go. It was based on the depth of this W pattern, right, which gave us this orange line, this yellow line. The depth of this W pattern gave us this. When it breaks the neckline, we should go somewhere up to here, along with this very important downward sloping line. And I do think Bitcoin dominance continues to trend down forever, basically. Not because of any deficiency in Bitcoin, but because the way the Bitcoin dominance is calculated, it's not a fair fight. It's once upon a time, the Bitcoin dominance was fighting one protocol. Then it was fighting 10 protocols. Then it was fighting 1,000 protocols. Now I think it's fighting 10,000 protocols. There's an infinite number of competitors that can come in. It can have a very, very long tail. Nothing against Bitcoin, but Bitcoin dominance could probably likely continue to come down forever and ever. And so this downward sloping trend line, I think, is an important one in Bitcoin dominance. So tying that into what I just shared with you, what do I do about this? So right now, plenty in Bitcoin. As I get up here, Bitcoin dominance gets above 50, above 56, probably around about here. I'm going to start looking at peeling tranches of Bitcoin out of my Bitcoin stack and putting it into something that hasn't pumped yet. Maybe I'll put a little bit into Ethereum. Ethereum, like everything will have pumped when looking in dollar terms, but I'm looking at it against Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's going to drag everything up. Bitcoin will move the fastest if Bitcoin dominance is rising. So I'm not looking for something that's got the same price it had 6 months ago. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for something that's been trending down against Bitcoin, right? If it's trending up against Bitcoin, I'm not looking at it. It's done. It's had its day. I'm not saying there's no more upside. There's more upside for Bitcoin. There's more upside for that. I'm just saying I'm not interested. I've missed the bulk of the move. So I'm looking for something that looks like it's been going downwards against Bitcoin, and hopefully you can do a little bit of TA and see, has it got a bottom pattern? Has it got like a double bottom? Is there, is there some TA that I can do which suggests it's near a bottom against Bitcoin? And I can start looking at getting into that kind of Bitcoin, that kind of trade. I'll have layer one solutions as my first port of call. That's what I want to look at. And a lot of these things overlap. I've got to share that. So I'm less interested in catching the top. I am more interested in getting in early. So what do I mean by that? Like I said, Bitcoin dominance is heading up. I'm not waiting for it to get to here before I transfer out. Like I said, I'm going to start taking tranches out here and here and here, because there's no cost to putting it into something that's just started pumping, right? There is no cost to that. I'm not missing out on this Bitcoin pop because I'm just getting in early on what's hopefully the next big pop. And like every dog has its day. Everything else is going to have another leg up. I just hope it's the next thing that legs up so that I get to put my money on another dog that's going to have its day in the weeks after that. You with me? And so I'm just going to start peeling tranches off here, looking for things that have maybe shown some signs of just maybe they were in a long downward trend against Bitcoin. They've just put in a newer high against Bitcoin. They've just put in a higher low. They've got some bottoming pattern, like a double bottom or a triple bottom. They've got something right there that I think maybe, okay, this is probably looking like it's ready to go. And so that is what I'm looking for. I do want to say, I don't have a big, I don't pay a lot of attention to altcoins. I'm not that interested in many of them, but I will be in a lot of them. And in order to execute on this plan, I'm going to go into some, let's say for later in the plan, like let's just say, pick a chain. Ethereum just popped, right? Went crazy, went vertical for like 2 weeks. And all of its little satellite projects have not popped yet. Well, what I want to do is I don't pay attention to all these little satellite projects on Ethereum or Binance Chain or whatever. But what I'm interested in is I'm trying to understand what the narrative is, and then flowing into that, maybe going into something narrative driven downstream on the Ethereum network, right? I don't have a clue what those projects are. I don't follow altcoins closely enough to know. In preparation for this event, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll just do like a basket. I'll just grab somewhere between 5 and 10 satellite things from Ethereum and just put it into it. Now, I also want to mention, this happens fast. Like towards the end, it's like pop, 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 and it happens fast. There is no time to do research. There is no time to go and find a cool chain. There's no time to do any of that. All this stuff has to be done in advance. And what I'm going to be doing, I think what we'll do is we'll do it in the Discord. If anyone wants to help me do this, let me know. We'll do it in the Discord. We'll do it as a team. We'll do it as a group. But I want a big, like a mind map of the protocols out there where, okay, this is in the Ethereum ecospace, and then these 10 projects are in the DeFi space, and these 50 projects are NFTs in Ethereum. And then there's, the BNB chain, and then these projects are here, and these projects are here. And so I'm thinking of some kind of big mind map where when the time comes, I'm like, okay, I think a whole bunch of satellite things in DeFi on the BNB chain are going to pop. I go over to my mind map. There's 10 coins I've never even heard of, but are in the mind map there. I'm just like, boom, okay, I'm going to give a little bit of an allocation to that and let that happen. So if you guys want to help me build that and create that, I think that would be a super fun project for us to work on. We'll do it in the Discord, and we'll just knock that out as a team. And that way, later on in this cycle, when it's there for us to use, everyone in the Discord will be able to just share it, look at it, and be able to execute on this plan. Now, by the way, if you're not, I don't think there is a link. I'm going to put it in the chat. If you want to go ahead and join the Discord, we call it Success Squad. Let's see. If you're not a member yet, you can get your free 7-day trial right here. I'm going to put that in the chat. Highly recommend you go ahead and join that. By the way, some amazing conversations going in there all the time, which is cool. Something else I've noticed, sorry, completely changing topic, I want to share it with you. Something else I want to share with you is that I've really got into Discord. I've always hated Facebook and Twitter. I don't like the format of the conversations, right? Telegram groups, WhatsApp group, the format is absolutely terrible. Discord is an amazing format. I like it. I'm getting into Discord. Something I've noticed, I'm a member of a whole bunch of Discords. just random, all different things, altcoins, random coins, things, DeFi projects, my own one, two of my own one, a whole bunch of things, right? What I've noticed is every single Discord group I'm in has a COVID group. It can be about some obscure altcoin. There's a COVID room. Here's what I'm seeing. People are desperate and hungry to have a proper conversation because all truth has been completely eliminated on what used to be the main places people learn. Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, it's completely censored. And no matter what Discord room you're in, no matter what the topic is, some altcoin, some topic, there's a COVID room. And people are desperate to share information, learn information about COVID. That's one of the sections in my Discord group, the one that I just put the link in there for. People are so hungry for information, and it really saddens me. Well, I can't even say it. I'm on YouTube. I can't even say what I think about it. I'll get my channel shut down. So if you want to know what's going on, the truth about that, you just have to go off the main channels. By the way, another thing, I'm jumping all over the place. BitChute. I hadn't been on there for a while, and I just went on there the other day. Someone suggested a video. I watched it. It was an amazing video, great video. It's one of my buddies from a while back. Well, someone I used to follow. I didn't actually meet him, so I shouldn't say buddy. But just a great YouTuber. It was I think the channel was Computing Forever, and he used to be a big Bitcoiner like 4 or 5 years ago. Had a huge Bitcoin channel. Started off as a tech channel, turned into a Bitcoin channel, turned into a freedom channel. He got his channel shut down, completely gone. He's wiped off of YouTube, and I just missed him. His content is amazing. It's on BitChute. Then I was clicking around. Stefan Molyneux's there, another great guy. I didn't look at an Alex Jones video, but I'm sure he's there. All the people who are just super fun, who have been so accurate over the years, they're all there on BitChute. I'm on BitChute. I just mirror all the content from here, but I really should start doing BitChute specific content. So if you want me to do that, let me know. Maybe I should do that. I'll be talking about world events, things I can't talk about here on YouTube. All right, sorry for that deviation. Let's get back to Bitcoin and crypto. So I hope that kind of lays out the plan, yeah, about what I'm going to do. Now, the people are going to make the most amount of money. The people are going to stack the booms. Does that mean that is what you should do? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It is a lot of effort. It requires being active and looking at charts all day, paying attention to narratives, paying attention to a lot of things. So maybe it's not for everybody. Okay, so the people who are going to make the most amount of money, they're going to be the people who stack the booms. The people who are going to make amazing money, 3, 4, 5x, are going to be people who just put it in an allocation in a bunch of fun projects, probably primarily Bitcoin, next Ethereum, spattering of something else. It's going to be a really, really good portfolio. Fire and forget. Don't think about it. You're not a trader. You're going to have a really fun time. The people who are going to squander this incredible bull market that I think is going to happen are the people who are reactive, right? And they're probably ultimately going to lose money because not only are you going to jump around and just like everything's popping off, going up and up and up, and you're jumping around from project to project. But in addition to that, ultimately when it all does collapse, as it always does, and there's that big bear market, they didn't get any of the gain. So they're not falling from a high place, they're falling from a low place. And they're just stuck in some coin that's getting crushed. So please, 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 my number one piece of advice throughout this whole period is do not be reactive. Please do not be reactive. You can don't buy things that are already popping. Don't sell things that don't buy things that are already popping, and don't sell things because they're boring. Every dog has its day, and it will come. All right, guys, let me get to a couple of questions here, if we have any. How do you keep your focus? So much going on with thousands of coins, written plan and top picks. Yeah, so I don't look. There's just so many coins, and I don't follow them. I just don't. It's not my jam. I don't really want to be. I just don't want to do it, and so I don't do anything I don't want to do these days. Fortunately for me, so I just stay focused on. And my family and my son is by far my biggest focus. I spend so much time there, and I love teaching. So anyone listening to learn from me, anyone willing to learn from me, I love teaching them. So my son gets an enormous amount of time with me. He asks me to learn as often as he asks me to play. So. He's 6, and I mean, we're doing the political compass, and he loves it. He's just drinking it up. He loves the political spectrum. He loves the political compass. Yeah, 6-year-old. Hey, Dad, can you teach me about politics? It's priceless. I love it. By the way, some big news. Fun personally for me. I'm going to be a dad for the 2nd time, so that's super fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's early on, first trimester still, so plenty of time for that to come around, but super, super fun. So yeah. I'm hearing that Odyssey is better than BitChute. Cool. I haven't even heard of Odyssey. Library. Yeah. Library is the protocol of Odyssey. Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. I have heard of Library. Had not heard of Odyssey. Um, and I always get asked. Yeah. People are like, hey, put your videos on Library. Put your videos on Library. And I should. I just don't have the time. Hasn't happened. Actually, Doc, if you're listening and that's something a project you want to do, go for it. In fact, if there's someone out there who wants to do that for me, but I like so. Parable of the pipeline. I probably haven't said this on this channel for a few years. It's a gospel for me. All right, look it up on YouTube. The parable of the pipeline. I never, ever, ever, ever carry buckets. I only build pipelines. So if there's someone out there, a fan of Library, who wants to set me up so the content here gets automatically mirrored there, wants to come and do that, please, we'll just let you do that and you build that pipeline. If you don't teach me how to do it every week, that's carrying buckets. I don't want to do that. I want to build pipelines. If you're willing to build a pipeline like BitChute set up, all of my content gets mirrored on BitChute, then please, would love to do the same thing for Library. I'm just not going to get time to do it. I know I'm not going to get time to do it. So if you want to do that, reach out to Doc in the support. So successcouncil.com, spelled out DOT, @gmail.com. Cool. Let's see if there are any questions. You guys got questions for me. Thank you very much for all the congratulations, by the way, guys. Super fun. Question is jumping from boom to boom, is that a daily job or every few days? So look, it happens pretty quick. Like there's no time to do it yet. I wouldn't even start doing it until Bitcoin dominance is over 50, right? But then from about there, just start peeling little bits off. Then that's a fun idea. And can you do it? Look, you can do it every few days. Just the more time you spend doing it, the better you'll be at it, right? So can you do it every few days? Yeah, you can do it every few dadays. And you watch this channel, I'll share with you what I'm doing. So yeah. By the way, you guys see in the chat here, there's John DeWitt. I asked for someone to help me out. So I call him Doc because he's a doctor, Dr. John DeWitt. He's helping me out. And so he does Success Council support and a whole bunch of other things. So shout out to Doc. He's doing a great job. He makes the thumbnails, gets the videos up, does all the fun stuff. Well, the not fun stuff. So thank you for doing the not fun stuff, Doc. But so yeah, if you need to interact with customer support, you're probably going to be talking to Doc. So sounds good. By the way, we currently text a lot. So the only time I call you Doc is when I'm on video. So hope you don't mind me calling you Doc, John. All right. What are we doing here? Any other questions? No. So no questions. I'm not seeing any questions. Guys, if you've got any other questions, ask them, or else I will sign off. I don't like just filling the air with noise. So I've only ever hodled BTC. I'd love to mess around with trading. Do you have any good resources that I can take a look at to get started? So Jay, really, I mean, there's an infinite number of good resources out there. YouTube's an amazing place, or if you have the money, paying for courses is even better. But I just really highly recommend you're not going to have the skills to do it for this cycle. Like it takes a good year plus to get the skills up to do it, and that's really, really focused time. It takes a lot of people years, and I've been doing it for about a year now, and I'm still not that good at it. Like the majority, I do not trade. Like I trade for fun with a little bit of money because while I'm learning, and I kind of share what I'm like learning and teaching and double bottoms and all this fun stuff. But am I a high quality trader? Not at all. Not at all. Still learning. Still a baby. So yeah. I'm obviously better at Bitcoin than I only trade Bitcoin, but I've been around Bitcoin for so long. There are some things that are unique about it which really help me out. And some more zoomed out macro things, not necessarily trading, bordering investing. So I'm a much better investor than trader. Investing is when you hold it for a longer period of time. You're picking bigger trends. Like looking at daily, weekly candles, that's definitely not my specialty. But learning a lot. I've put a lot of effort into it the last year, and I've learned a lot, so that's cool. All right, one last chance to see if we have any other questions, and all good. Okay, guys, that's Alpha. Sign off. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this. I think I'm going to do this video like this kind of every day, Monday through Friday at this same time slot. Let me know if this works for you guys, if you want more of these videos, and bring your questions, because I'll take like 3-4 questions every single day. And yeah, all right, take care. We'll sign off here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.